So, I'm going to explain the romantic compatibility between two signs of Aries, so two Arians. So, when two of the same exact zodiac signs get together, it really amplifies that energy. And it's basically when two people who are super similar and super alike get together. And so that can be a really good thing or a really bad thing at the same time. So it really just amplifies that energy there. So Aries is a fire sign. So when you have fire and fire, you have a lot of heat, you have a lot of passion. So right away the chemistry is amazing. It's definitely a very physical connection for sure. There's definitely a lot of attraction between one another, but there could definitely be a lot of fighting. There can be a lot of anger. So, as fire signs, Aries are very quick to anger, very hot headed, and prone to lashing out. So, there can definitely be a lot of fighting, a lot of verbal arguments. But the thing is, as soon as the fight starts, it's almost already over because the anger comes in or the emotions come in and then they just go and then they're just released. So it's very come and go. So two Arians might be fighting a lot, but as soon as they begin the fight, it's basically already over. It comes, it goes. So they're not really grudge holders. So that's a good thing, at least. Um, so Aries is a cardinal sign. So two Arians, they're very action oriented. They like to start projects, they like to begin things. So probably both equal parties are likely to initiate the relationship at the same time. They might even fight for control over the relationship. They might fight over who is in control. Um, it's definitely going to have a very big start, I feel like, but the question is, will the relationship last? Will it be long lasting? Will it follow through? When two Arians meet, there's so much chemistry, there's so much passion and fire. It's very likely that they'll get together right away and the relationship will go really fast at first. But then it starts to get difficult as the relationship progresses. Aries are really good at beginning something. They're not necessarily good at following through. So the question is the relationship actually going to last? Of course, if both of them have their heart in it and they have their mind set to this relationship and they want to make it work, then definitely it can be very long lasting. But it is something they have to really work on. The beginning of the relationship is going to be very intense and things are going to move very quickly all of a sudden. But once they get past that initial honeymoon phase, they really do have to put in the work, and which should be fine for Aries because they are up for a challenge, but it will definitely be easier in the beginning of the relationship and then get a little more difficult as time goes on and it progresses. So Aries is ruled by the planet Mars. So Mars is very masculine energy. So again, this is a very action oriented type of relationship. Both parties are likely to take initiation and really try to progress the relationship and try to make it move forward. Definitely the physical chemistry is just wild, it's out of control. So, things are really great physically and it's very like yeah, it's there's no problem when it comes to physical attraction. The thing is it going to last in the long run? Are they going to get deeper than that? Are they going to move beyond the physical? So that's just something you have to pay attention to when you're in a double Aries relationship. There's a lot of masculine energy. So when two Arians are together, they really bond over doing physical activity, high energy things like going to the gym together, working out together, taking nature walks or hikes, going out camping, something along that where they can just be really physical because this is two very high energy people. So if you're in a double Aries relationship, and you don't make time and effort for doing those physical activities with one another, you're definitely prone to arguing more. So there's going to be a lot of passion within the relationship, and you really have to like make sure you're channeling this in a healthy way and you're not bottling it up, or it will explode for sure. So Aries is ruled by the first house. So Aries really likes to put themselves first. So the thing is, two Aries are very likely to see eye to eye. They're very likely to be on the same page when it comes to things, when it comes to obstacles. It's likely they have the same exact mindset. It's likely that they see people the same way as their partner does. So there's just so much understanding within the relationship, which is a really amazing thing. What you do have to watch out for, though, is selfishness. You have to make sure, because Aries is always putting themselves first, which is wonderful, but you have to make sure you don't forget about your partner, too. If you are in a double Aries relationship, you can't always expect your partner to put you first, because it just doesn't come natural to Aries. They're just all about themselves. But if you can honor that, which I feel like as an Aries you can, you know how important it is to really care for yourself before you can care for someone else. As long as you remind yourself that, there shouldn't be really any issues. Another thing you do have to watch out for is competitiveness. So two Arians are likely to be very competitive with one another. So if an Aries comes home from work and says like, oh, I just got this bonus paycheck, and the other, instead of congratulating them, might be like, oh, well, I just got a promotion or something like that. And you're kind of like, you're very competitive with one another. Competition can be an exciting thing. It can spice up the relationship. It can make you push yourself more, and Aries loves to push themselves and better themselves. But you do want to make sure that competitiveness does not get in the way. It doesn't destroy the relationship. You want to make that effort to really be happy for one another, and just remind yourself that it's not always about you, that you should be happy for your partner too. Having said that, though, a little bit of competition is never hurt no one, right? So Aries is ruled by the Ram. So the Ram is very tiny but mighty. So the Ram does not shy away from conflict. The Ram faces it head on. And that's why two Arians are very likely to get in a lot of arguments, because they're not afraid of argument. They're not afraid of conflict. They will run straight towards it. So that's why there can be a lot of fighting. But the thing is, they don't just fight for the sake of fighting. They want to solve it. So if a problem comes up between two Arians, they'll come to each other and they'll be very honest, and they both want to make that effort to work through that relationship and make it work. So there is no silent treatment. There's no cold shoulder. There's no resentment. There's no brushing things under the carpet. No, Aries wants to deal with it now, and then that way it can be resolved. And overall, the chemistry, I feel like I've already said this several times. The chemistry is perfect. It's out of control. It's amazing. Both Arians are very physically attracted to one another. You really just have to make sure that this relationship goes deeper than that, because it's definitely very possible for two Arians to get together and just have a fling or a one night thing, and that's it, because that's kind of how it tends to go. There is still a lot of potential in the relationship. You just have to, be aware of the downfalls, and you just have to put work into it, which I feel like Aries loves to do that anyway. Keeping the relationship fresh will definitely help two Arians. So that's all I really have. And I also want to add that you're not bound to your sun sign. So if you are an Aries sun sign, definitely look up your birth chart and see what other signs you have, and yourself what you resonate most with. Some people feel more like they more resonate with their moon sign or their rising sign. And especially in love matters, you do want to check out your Venus and pay attention to that too. So thank you so much for watching, Aries.